Welcome to Speculation Sunday. We got a lot to talk about. We're on the horizon of a lot of upcoming things for summer at all the parks. And that's what we're going to be diving into today. We're going to really focus on Universal Disneyland for right now. But thank you all for joining. It is so hot. I'm not ready for this heat. I can't. It's just the beginning. That's the craziest part about all this. But we are here with Just Ask Danny. Just Ask Danny. Danny, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm good. I think I'm most excited for this show specifically because let's get a horn, Mondo, because Mondo upgraded the
Woo!
Wi-Fi. I can perfectly see Mondo. There's no blurriness. I'm not like pixelated. There's no delays. It's incredible. It's incredible what good internet does.
Oh man, hold on. I don't know stuff right now. Uh, can you hear me good, Danny? Just want to make sure.
Yeah, I hear
Okay,
you fine.
cool. Yeah, no, Danny is he's not like a pixelated Mario game. You know what I mean? It's all clear and we're no lag. I'm assuming. Uh, Happy Sunday, everybody. Happy Mother's Day to all the mamas out there. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Um, let me see. Thank you, everybody, for joining. We got. I'm a Jeep guy. We got Booze in the house. Alfred, Juan, Nicole, Daniel, Noah, D Lake. What's up, Rick? We got Money Mike. That goth vlogger. What's up, man? Jazzy Jess. Bar. What's up, my Alyssa? Our Knots Adventure. We got today's vlog channel. I saw you posted a video. I can't wait to watch it, dude. Juan Andrade, Jody, Virginia Lake. Let's go. Went to
John Boo
FanFest.
says,
What do you say? What do you say, Danny?
oh, he said, Mondo and Danny finally in 4K.
Finally, 4K. We got Vlogger. Went to FanFest Friday night, and what an event. Did early entry, finished everything, including rides by 12 o'clock. Yeah, FanFest does seem like it's getting busier this week, but everything is still doable, manageable, and if you really want to do everything, you can. It hasn't got to the point where like it's horror nights and you have to pick or choose your battle because you're not going to do everything. The heat wave is over. It's going to be a great this week for the 70th. I'm ready for the new merch. Danny, it's been a long time since Disney has waited this long to drop merch, right? They drop merch a month before. You know what I mean? It's shocking.
Yeah. The rumors are we might see it tomorrow. So we'll check tomorrow. We'll check Tuesday.
We'll check
Or maybe
every.
Disney, or maybe Disney wants to keep it on the, just for like when the media comes and then when everything debuts.
That's a weird one. Why are they waiting? Somebody tagged me on Instagram. A couple things did arrive. Right here. These tumblers. And is that a lug bag?
Well, those have been here for a while.
Oh, they have?
Yeah.
Even the hat? I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
the hat too.
Wow. I'm out of touch on what's new or to me that's new. Uh, it's cool. I don't think I'm gonna buy any of that stuff, but I just want the white jersey with the castle and the big gold 70, and that's what I want.
You and everyone.
Yeah, everybody wants that. Everybody. Um, let me see. Smash the like button. Happy Sunday, everybody. Hit the like button. Danny, I'm going to let you start off today, dude. What do you want to talk about? Where do you want to take the conversation?
I wanted to talk about the main topic for me today was the announcement from Universal with
Ooh.
Universal Mega Movie Summer. We had seen I forgot if it was like Alicia Stella or someone else had pointed out that Universal had filed a copyright for that name, and they had a parade already there called like the Mega Movie Parade, which we don't have here in Hollywood. And so they thought that the Universal Mega Movie Summer was going to be for Universal Studios Orlando because they already had a parade called that. But it was actually for Hollywood, and Mondo and I had speculated that as well because Universal had released their calendar in January, just like Disney did, and we had an unnamed summer event happening in the summertime, and we're like, it's probably going to be that Mega Movie Summer. They're going to do, and my theory was that it was going to be centered around Jurassic, since Jurassic World's coming out this summer, along with Back to the Future stuff, because they can just transition it over from FanFest nights. And it sounds like we got a bunch of that, as well as some more things. They're definitely highlighting Jaws as well, but more importantly, over at Jurassic World, the ride, they're going to be making some updates to the attraction, with some plus ups, some additions that we never got when the attraction debuted. They had the cannons on Jurassic Park, the ride, that would soak you. They'd kind of pre-go off before the car got down to the bottom. And then they would also go off simultaneously with the car hitting the bottom of the drop. And we saw those very briefly during testing. Mondo and I were there almost every day the weeks leading up to the ride finally opening. And I just so happened to catch one of the drops where the car cannons were going off. And according to Mondo, we've never seen that again. Just that one day.
No, never happened. Nobody from the public has ridden the ride with water cannons. Somebody could argue that,
Yeah.
good luck, but show me a video. I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
I would have been the one on the ride with the water cannons, and it never happened.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we didn't necessarily they didn't necessarily say these are what's coming back, but they teased some new additions to the Jurassic World, the ride attraction, basically saying that there'd be a new Mosasaurus splash, which looks like those cannons in all reality. So maybe they do something like raise the water level, Mondo, and also use the cannons. That could be kind of fun. Um,
And nobody's
I don't know.
complaining about water cannons at Jurassic. We would love to get wet. It's already 90 plus degrees at Hollywood, and yesterday when I was there for FanFest, it felt like 90 at 1 a.m. It was so hot into the night. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah, and then we also, a little bit of speculation here. You can see right there on the article that Mondo has pulled up. It says 4 new spitter dinosaurs will join the melee, and water geysers will erupt to shower guests. So somewhere along the way in the attraction, they're going to put 4 new spitter dinosaurs. To me, that kind of sounds like maybe at the very end, Mondo. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I might go to Universal today. I'm gonna ride Jurassic World. Maybe they're working on this already. I feel like they kind of have to. There's not a lot of time left before this event starts.
But the speculation surrounding the spitter dinosaurs were, if you guys have been on the studio tour and you remember when we would go through the picture cars and then into the set pieces from Jurassic Park, Lost World, there were spitter dinosaurs there. And you'd also pass the very iconic lab, the mobile laboratory from Jurassic World or Jurassic Park Lost World. And those spitter dinosaurs were a big part of this scene. So the speculation amongst the fan community is that the spitter dinosaurs being highlighted in the Mega Movie Summer as being added to the attraction probably means that this section of the studio tour is never coming back, because they're probably taking them away, putting them in the attraction, and they'll no longer be that section of the studio tour, which it hasn't done that section, Mondo, since the accident happened with the tram, correct?
Yeah, which was during the 60 or right before the 60th happened of the studio tour.
Yeah, so
Very long time ago.
it's probably safe to say that this section of Jurassic Park, or just a section of the world famous studio tour, won't be something that we do with Jurassic anymore. And so my only thing is I hope that we can somehow bring back the mobile laboratories somewhere, incorporate them into the lower lot somehow, put them on the attraction in some way. I just love those things. So they're like a huge part of the Jurassic history. So I would love to see them somewhere. But yeah, that's the speculation, is that because those dinosaurs are being highlighted in this article as coming to the attraction, that that part of the studio tour, we've seen it sunsetted finally. So
Mm-hmm. Another thing too, Danny, about the Jurassic World aspect of this summer event. Uh, all new adorable dinosaur from Jurassic World Rebirth will join Blue, the Velociraptor, Juliet Triceratops, Baby Tango. These highly realistic, lifelike dinosaurs will engage with guests alongside with the debut of an all-new adventure character, also inspired by Jurassic World Rebirth. A larger-than-life photo op of a Spinosaurus will welcome guests to step into a thrilling scene for a memorable photo and an inspiring scavenger hunt game featuring Compy will entertain visitors while keeping them on their toes. And Jurassic Cafe will also be getting new foods. Jurassic or Isla Nubar will also be getting new cocktails. So a lot of new stuff coming, just Jurassic World wise, and a lot of new merch too. They gave us
yeah,
a preview right here with the Spirit jerseys and the
it
sweater.
kind of it kind of I know I want that Spirit jersey so bad. I might have to have you get that for me, Mondo, since I don't
Uh,
have a pass.
Dude, it's fire. The water aspect on it,
uh,
cool.
but what I was gonna say is that this kind of almost feels like a revitalization of that area, and it almost feels like the same excitement that we had when this attraction opened. This was a really special time for all of us when
Yeah.
this ride opened. Going to the cafe, everything was new, all the food was new. They had new drinks at Isla Nubar. That was really fun and exciting. We did all that. So having all like new things at each of the areas kind of makes it feel like it's something to experience again. You know, I'm excited to do it. So
Yeah, I love that Universal. They could have just not touched this ride for a long time. They're updating it. They're adding a Mosasaurus roar that's gonna reverberate, as they say. I like that. I still want to think this ride's not done. I feel like there's still more dinosaurs that could be added to this thing. Jurassic World, so cool. All these updates happening, and almost to the land. Everything's getting updated. The big one in this event too, Danny, is Back to the Future's coming back, but the one that I really want to mention is this right here. For Hollywood Drift, we're going to get a sneak peek at one of the ride vehicles of this new adventure. The Dodge Charger ride vehicle, designed like Dominic Toretto's 1970 Dodge Charger, will park within the Universal Plaza for guests to enjoy as the theme park races towards the roller coaster's grand opening next year. So we're going to have one of the ride vehicles from Hollywood Drift as a photo op. That is, I've never heard Universal do stuff like that. I want to say I've never heard any of the theme parks put a ride vehicle out to take photos beforehand. Or actually, I take it back. Cosmic Rewind did that at Destination D23. I take it. That's the only one I could think of. I can't think of another one. We really haven't had that many rides over here. Yeah. But we're gonna have a ride vehicle to take a photo, build up the hype. Ride vehicles have already been shown loading, so they're there somewhere. Uh,
to answer the questions, Mondo, in the chat, I don't know off the top of my head. So if you want to pull it up since you're there, when does Mega Movie Summer begin? And more importantly, how do guests access it?
yeah, Mega Movie is something that if you have a ticket, you could just show up. This is part of your ticket. This will all begin June 13th to August 10th. So it's a good chunk of time right there, pretty much 2 months. But it's not like an after dark event. It's just happening. You go to Universal, it'll be happening in the plaza. Jurassic World will be a little bit different. All these things are happening just while you're there. Um, Another cool one to mention. They're all cool, but this one right here, Danny. It's the 50th anniversary of Jaws. They're gonna bring
Yep.
back the hanging shark, the big photo op, which is this one right here. That's coming back. Also, they're gonna debut new meet and greets that we've never had, at least here in Hollywood. Captain Quint and Chief Brody. Uh, Also on the studio tour, they're gonna Jaws will be featured on the iconic Hollywood sign replica. I don't know how they're gonna do that, but that's cool. And also, uh, Hollywood and Dine is gonna transform to Amity Island Cafe. They're gonna be serving lots of foods, so lots of new things to try. How do you feel about this celebration, Danny, that they're doing? Mega movie. Like, we're going to have Wicked, How to Train Your Dragon, Back to the Future, Jaw. Like, there's just so much to this thing. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's great. I think that I really do like that Universal is really leaning into its properties, right? A lot of people just don't realize like all the properties that Universal has access to, and for our younger generations, a lot of Universal's properties are more important to them than even say some of the Disney properties. So I think them leaning hard into the nostalgia for fans like Back to the Future and Jaws. Also, leaning hard into like How to Train Your Dragon and things more current like Jurassic that can kind of span all the generations. Really just shows you like the powerhouse that Universal has behind it to host events like these to really bring people out. And I'm excited to that they keep wanting to do these themed events to make it exciting, right? It's like something to do and see. I will say for Universal Studios, as fun as the park is, and a lot of their attractions are attractions that not everyone wants to ride, or in some cases, some people can't even ride at all because of the ride vehicles. Personally, I'm not. I'm prone to motion sickness, so I don't do a lot of simulator rides. So it knocks me out from a lot of stuff at Universal. But I still have fun, especially when they do events like this, because there's a lot of other things to do and see, in addition to the studio tour, which is a big chunk of your day as well.
Mm-hmm. One thing, maybe it's still coming, but I think it's Orlando or Japan, and they have like a Jaws hot dog that's like very popular. We did not see that in the marketing photos. I hope we get that. Have you ever seen that before, Danny? The Jaws hot dog?
Mm-mm.
Let me bring it up. I gotta bring it up, man. Where is it? Jaws hot dog Universal. Yeah. Look at this thing, dude. Wow. Yeah, we're not getting that. At least, oh, it's is it Orlando, Japan?
That looks Japan to me. I was gonna say
Yeah,
that's very Japan coded.
yeah. Hey, we do Japan stuff. We got Jujutsu Kaisen happening right now. But man, Universal. We just got done doing the 60th, and now they're going into this whole mega movie summer. Do you think if this mega movie summer thing goes well, they're just going to be like, let's do it again next year, just different properties, or you know what I mean, mix and match? Do you think they go that route, or this is just a 1 year thing? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's definitely something. I mean, this is certainly the year to do it. They have a ton of movies coming out this summer that are very relevant, and into the fall, right? So it's a good moment for them to do it. I personally think that this is something they could continue, just highlighting their biggest movies, and especially when if those movies happen to be having an iconic anniversary like Back to the Future did this year, and now and now Jaws is also having. So it's like I think it's something that we can continue to see. Any reason for them to do special food and stuff, just kind of like how Disney always does food and wine, and they have all their foodie guides for the different seasons of Disneyland. It's like the same thing. They can do the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it. I hope it goes well and they keep doing this. because that's what Universal's all about: IPs, movies. I like this idea. I hope that like somehow a cavalcade gets added to it, Danny. Just right there on the upper lot, little cavalcade, some music, all the characters dance, just a little dance off or something. The Blues Brothers should come back. Honestly, let me see. We got Juan over there on X. Did Mondo did go to the Back to the Future thing at Universal? Were there what? Uh, all the Back to the Future characters are in Destination Hill Valley, which is in the studio tour, but it's part of FanFest, which is a separate ticket, not part of your regular day. Um, Let me see. We need the flux capacitors for Mega Movie Summer. Yeah, yes we do. Yes we do. Uh, we need the Jaws cake. I don't know what's the Jaws cake. Do you know what they're talking about, Daddy? Jaws cake.
Jaws cake. Well, isn't it that that trifle that you just showed, the Amityville trifle that had like, isn't that the cake?
Oh, now right here. Look at that.
Oh,
Ah, I,
that look, is that Universal? Is that Universal Orlando?
yeah, it looks like Orlando. Wow, they got all sorts of Jaws stuff out there. Damn. Um, okay. I couldn't even tell you what would that taste like. Blueberry. Can Universal do a parade? Do they have room to do it like Disney? We have no room for a Disneyland style parade. I I doubt it. I doubt it. They used to
They
do.
could do like a cavalcade. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, a cavalcade totally doable. But on the upper lot, no way a parade. It's just not enough room. There's no room. I wish there was room, but there's not. They had it in Orlando last summer. Okay, okay. Um, I want to show this real quick. We're on Speculation Sunday. We could talk about this kind of stuff. Uh, Shout out to Cow Missing. He was the one that put this out there. Check this out, Danny. We have a retaining wall that's being built right now. They're doing it, and it's on the other side of the escalators, right behind Mummy. Uh, Cal Missing outlined this area right here that he's just locking it in as future growth, which would mean demolishing, deconstructing, making all this a dirt field, because dirt fields are beautiful. Only most of the time, good things come out of dirt fields. Uh, what do you think, Danny? Is this something feasible in your mind? You know what I mean? Uh, to me, I know that Universal Studios Hollywood being a studio is some of the magic that's going on here, and with these things that are get demolished, they're studios, they're or sound stages. So that is kind of sad. But there's been rumor that other sound stages are going to be built to take place of these things, and it would be more modern sound stages too. What do you think about this picture right here, Danny? What comes to your mind?
The lower lot needs it. It needs the space. So it would be great to have that space for the theme park. There's still some sound stages left there. And like you said, they could make even newer ones with better, air conditioning and temperature control and more eco-friendly and stuff like that. When they decide to, do some more production here, a lot of production has left LA. There's like a really big issue with that right now. So I don't know how often they're getting used, but I know that the theme park aspect of their business is a huge part of their growth. So to
Yeah,
invest in this, especially before something like the Olympics, where this is supposed to be the hub of the Olympics, the NBC Universal lot, um, that's a huge deal for them. So they need additional capacity and more space and more new things to do. Um, and in my opinion, they need to do things too that are better or like different than what's at Epic Universe in some aspects. Like obviously they have a better built park because it's like built from the ground up just for that, right? But I mean like something that can get people talking, especially since the Olympics are coming here. Like they don't want to just like I don't think they don't want to just put like Monsters Unchained, you know what I mean, and then just call it a day because that ride's already been done somewhere else. So it's not like it's gonna be talked about. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I that's been a big topic too about the whole, uh, how much filming is happening in the current era, like the current timeline right now, and into the future. And if growth is going to happen, I'm sure it's theme park. There's been rumors about expansions. There's been rumors about hotel. We're already seeing a lot of stuff changing, like closing and reopening as other stuff in City Walk. So
Mm-hmm.
the signs are there. There's also, let me bring up this real quick, Danny. There's signs in
Well,
the
I wanted
park.
to bring up in the chat, like
Yeah.
Brian commented, Comcast needs to buy Warner Brothers already and move the sound stages there, and that's true. If you guys have ever been to Universal Studios, you know just how close the Warner Brothers lot is. You can literally see it when you're on the escalators, going down to the lower lot, and that's come up in conversation, right? Warner Brothers recently purchased Discovery, or they merged together to try to create a company that to stay afloat because they kind of all weren't doing so well, and they became Warner Brothers Discovery. And now it seems like potentially the company might be splitting up again and being bought off. And so potentially there is an option for maybe Universal to buy the film business from the Warner Brothers Discovery, and then they can grow their not only grow their size lot, but also gain all those properties. They wouldn't have to license out Harry Potter anymore from Warner Brothers. It would just be theirs. Just like how, Disney, when they acquired 20th Century Fox, they own things now like Titanic and all these other things that are just theirs. So
Yeah,
they don't have to license things anymore.
man, it's crazy what Disney owns now. It's unbelievable. uh, I wanted to show this. This is from Theme Park Wizard. Markers. We have markers that have been showing up on the ground at Frankenstein Parking Garage on the 7th level. Uh, a lot of rumors going on why we got markings in parking structures, from an electrical aspect, possible plumbing stuff, and just what's happening. What is happening? The big thing I'm hearing is everything is leading up to a hotel. That is the big speculation that's happening. And I've said it. I've said it 1,000 times. If we get a hotel announcement, well, you best believe other stuff is happening too, like expansion and new attractions, new life
Yeah.
everywhere.
It seems like though, Mondo, from what I can tell, the move to like move a lot of this security into the structure would be temporary, right? Until they build the hotel and then that permanent parking or security section that they're trying to build somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Because that just seems like a kind of how like right now Disney Springs has it in the structure because they added it during COVID and like it kind of just stayed there, and they're probably working on something long term, but like it's just there for the time
Yeah.
being. Do you think it's going to be the same thing, or like I don't know, I just feel like I'm having like um PTSD thinking about like what it was like to be in the structure waiting for Insidious maze over at Halloween Horror Nights, and it being 120 plus degrees in the structure, like waiting in a security line in a hot parking structure doesn't really sound like fun.
I have to say I don't know, dude. I don't know how all this is gonna play out. We have walls. We have walls in the parking structure at ET. And it looks like it kind of curls into that iFly area too that got taken down. It's a great question. I have to say I don't. Uh, what do you think will happen to Simpsons Ride, or do you think they'll have to or they will extend their contract? There is like zero rumor about extension. Every time I brought up Simpsons to anybody, it's always like, "Oh yeah, the contract's gonna end soon." It's never the other way around of like, "Ah, dude, they're gonna 10 more years." Uh, I'm not setting my hopes up for a contract to end. For all reality, Universal could be like, "We want 20 more years of this." You know how much donuts they sell? It's unreal. The merch, all those games that the kids play, that's like all profit. Literally, $20 games. Those, you throw a ball at the cones or whatever. They make a lot of money. The Duff beers and all. Dude, Simpsons is a moneymaker IP in a theme park setting. So you never know. They could just be like, "We want 10 more years of this," and I won't be mad. It just makes sense. It makes sense. Warner Brothers Discovery was the dumbest merger ever. Wouldn't shock me if they split it up soon. So we got a merger to then split up. Danny was excited about that. I remember the Discovery connecting.
Yeah, because at the time I was excited because I was a subscriber to Discovery Plus, and then I was also a subscriber to HBO Max at the time.
Mm,
And so it was cool because all of the shows from Discovery Plus were just coming on to HBO Max.
yeah,
And they were like being absorbed. So I was like, this is great. We can cancel Discovery Plus. We don't need to have it anymore. And then they ended up changing everything to Max, which to this day I still think is the dumbest thing ever. But
yep, yep. Universal never does that long for any attraction. Say that to ET. That'll probably be here forever for some reason. um, let me see. Let me see. If they build a hotel, they need to get whatever beds the Sheraton has because I slept like a baby. You've been at the Sheraton?
yeah, it's the only one I stay at. I've never stayed at the Universal Hilton. I always stay at the Universal Sheraton or Sheraton Universal every time I go to Halloween Horror Nights. It's like a must for me. And
Can
I
you
love
concur
the
the beds?
yeah, I love the hotel. I have no complaints about that hotel. Um, the beds are super comfy. The air conditioning works great in the rooms. They've got good dining on property. Um, the only thing, if I could maybe complain, is that like the parking is like kind of weird there. I mean the it's one of those older parking structures where the parking spots are way too small for cars nowadays.
Yeah, I see what you're. So it's tight. It's tight up
Hmm.
in there. Let me see. We got Brian. I don't know about Universal Studios Hollywood, but Orlando talking about what could possibly replace the Simpsons attraction. We already want it gone. Yeah, Orlando. I don't know nothing out there with like rumors and whatever. I don't know. But I don't blame them either if they keep Simpsons. I feel like it's just a moneymaker. It's a money maker, man, at every aspect. Money maker. I would love for Universal to buy Warner Brother properties. Imagine the possibilities for HHN. Imagine the possibilities of Gotham. That's a lot.
Yeah,
A lot. Just
we can
Gotham.
get a return of the Arkham Asylum maze.
Just dirty. It'd be so dirty. Uh, all right, let's move on, Danny. Let's get on over to Disneyland. I want to go to Disneyland. Disneyland, we are on the horizon. We are on the verge of the 70th. The 70th is upon us. They've been decorating it all. They only got until next week's Friday before it's all official. But before I go into the 70th talk, I got to get into this because I feel like this is a big deal. And it kind of went under the radar for me. The Matterhorn is going to be down for, I guess, a long time. What? What? Danny, any insight or just your perspective on this closure of Matterhorn? It's always closed. I honestly feel like Matterhorn is just always going down for refurb. That's the last 5 years. That's how it feels. That's literally how I feel. What are your thoughts, Danny?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't expect it to be closed either. It seems like a weird thing, but we don't really have an off season anymore at Disneyland. So every time they close a major attraction midsummer like this, it feels weird. They did it with a couple of them last summer too, and it felt weird then. So this one, there's a lot of rumors swirling about the mountain itself needing a lot of repair. Um, we saw that not that long ago by the waterfalls and the water features on the Matterhorn. There was like big sections that had like caved in and they needed to be repaired. And so they were like, trying to like fix all that. So there's a lot of that that still needs to be done apparently. And that's what they're going to be working on during this refurbishment. So we'll see kind of what the future. It's a hard thing because it's such an old structure, and it is mainly steel, right? There's a lot of steel in there, but it's also a lot of wood, and wood has a wood constantly exposed to the elements, and then there's water features, so then you get a little maybe some rot involved potentially.
Leaks.
Leaks can cause rot as well too. It's really old, so they have to maybe there's a future where we see the Matterhorn close for like a couple years
Oh,
and completely go up in scaffolding around it, and they just like strip it and like replace all the wood and like rebuild kind of some of the exterior work using and they already did a lot of that. They had when they
like two
refurbished the
years ago.
Matterhorn.
I feel like
hmm
that happened.
they redid a lot of the stuff around the base using some of the newer technologies that they used to build like Cars Land and stuff like that, because the technologies changed so much in their ways to like create realistic looking rocks and stuff. So they had redone some of it, but maybe it's time to like redo some more of it. It is a historical landmark, so I don't think there's ever a time we'll see the Matterhorn go. It just can't go. It's like a national historic landmark. It has a plaque and everything, so I don't know the rules about that, but there's nothing saying I guess you couldn't do it. I think there's something on the horizon for this ride closing for maybe multiple years while they redo all the infrastructure inside to make it a little bit more bolstered.
Yeah. Or even at the same time, Danny, this could get updated. Newer features, projection mapping, different audio. There's a lot of
hmm
things that could happen in this ride that could, bring it to the 2025 era. It'll still be the same ride. It's just they just make it cooler. Disneyland does that all the time. I just assumed come Friday the 70th it was going to open, Danny. So that's why when people started like, no, this thing's closed for a while, I was like, what? I don't try to ride Matterhorn very often, but I like Matterhorn because it's paint the night viewing area. This is a people eater that could get 1 to 2 hour waits that alleviates the other rides. So to lose Matterhorn during the summer, that kind of sucks. Who knows when it opens? There's no like time frame. Wild, very wild. We got a super chat from Johnny. Just saying, we give Matterhorn crap for being closed a lot, but a ride that breaks down a lot, especially when I'm at Disneyland, is Indy, and it's always down. You know, I feel like when you get on Indy, you in the back of your mind, you're like, this could break down, and I'm stuck here 2 hours. I know that goes through Danny's mind. The same thought goes through his mind when he goes on Pirates.
I
Right,
don't go
Danny?
on Pirates because of that.
I haven't been on Indy in I feel like 2 months, or like a month.
I don't mind going on Indy. Like I don't really have that thought when I go on Indy because even if it does break down, like they're usually pretty quick about getting you off. Pirates is a different story. That's an hour and a half. You're stuck for at least.
Nothing you
So
could do about it. Lots of times you
can't
can't
do
even get off the
anything.
boat. You just
You can't. You're surrounded by water.
surrounded by
What can
water.
you do?
Oh man, not Indy is down a lot. For some reason Indy gets the pass. Like it doesn't get hated on. Why is it down every trip? It rarely even gets talked about like that. My Alyssa, I literally had the best Disney related week. First D23 Duffy. event. Got to attend Stony Pixar collab event and a Duffy themed birthday party. Wow! Happy birthday to my Alyssa. My Alyssa finally turned 21, so shout out to her. Chris West, do you think they sell butterbeer in City Walk again? Like how they do in City Walk Orlando. Did you see that, Danny? There's a butterbeer stand in Orlando now, or there's City Walk?
Yeah, yeah. I think we could see moves for that. Especially, I think we can see a lot more Universal branded stuff between now and the Olympics because there's gonna be a lot of people walking around come time in the Olympics and City Walk. It's gonna be a bustling place.
Yeah.
And so they can sell, the more merch and things that they can sell. They're for that, right? They're for that. So I don't see why they wouldn't.
You know, the one place that comes to mind right now that I don't think is being used, above Antojitos, there used to be a Starbucks right there. Just make
Yeah.
a Harry Potter dessert butterbeer stand. Done. People would love to do that. You don't have to be in the park to get that butterbeer. That's awesome. Go watch a
Mm-hmm.
movie, get a butterbeer. Can't beat that. I hope they bring back the butterbeer. That'd be cool. I'm not trying to say the butterbeer is like inaccessible because you could just go to the land, but if it's at City Walk too, it's a great move. I wonder when you're gonna have to start lining up for the parade if it starts at 8:45. Two,
You
two,
know,
2 o'clock.
yeah, if you're going on opening weekend and you're trying to get that coveted Main Street spot, especially more importantly, you're trying to get the coveted Main Street spot on the left side so that you're on the opposite side of where the sun is setting. You're in the shade and not directly in the sun at 4 p.m.
The Emporium side is like that. That's like a Boardwalk and Park Place.
Mm-hmm.
Like a reference of Monopoly.
Yeah. So if you're trying to get those spots, yeah, they're gonna be people are there at like probably lunchtime that are waiting, kind of, waiting in their own way because you probably can't totally wait at that point, but they're like kind of staking out a spot or whatever. But if you guys are just in the parks and you're just trying to see it and you don't really care about being on Main Street, honestly, you can roll up 30 minutes before and see it somewhere along the parade route. You're not going to get a front row view of it, but you're going to be able to watch it. You'll see the floats, you'll be able to see everything. So I wouldn't be too worried about it. It might be pretty difficult on opening night, just in general. But there's always two showings, so you can always try the second one because, most people are trying to crowd the first one so they can get their videos and stuff, for that first showing. And then afterward, it's kind of not as relevant. So I would say, if you're trying to get a spot where you're like sitting on the curb, like you're going to have to get there early. So
Yeah, you're on the curb on Main Street hours, multiple hours. Especially this weekend. It's the return of Paint the Night. It's going to be packed. It's going to be very, very packed. There's going to be media, so they're going to be locking up some real estate at Main Street. It's just going to be packed. But it's
yeah,
going to be a good time. Very good time.
My Alyssa says we're gonna go Tokyo Disney fan mode with saving spots for the parade.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've seen the way they saved their spots, Mondo. They put all their stuffed animals out. I don't know if you've seen that.
Disney Tokyo parade. What do I call it? Parade waiting?
Saving spots. Saving spots.
Saving spots. Saving spots. I don't even know if something will come up for that. Yeah, nothing comes up. Maybe parade waiting. I'll put parade waiting. No, nothing really comes up. I know what you're talking about though. They like put all their plushies and stuff. Like they put like a towel down and then they put a bunch of plushies and it's like this is my seating area right here.
Yeah.
From the Mickey to that Hercules plush over there. Oh man. I'm gonna be the chaperone with the circle of backpacks at Grad Night. Danny, is there any Grad Nights next week for the opening week of the 70th? Do you know? We gotta look that up, dude.
I don't know.
Grad night Disneyland. Let's take a look. I'm really curious myself. Danny felt the brunt of a grad night day too. You felt it.
I did. I did.
Mm,
Yeah, and yeah, I posted a picture because I park in Toy Story parking lot almost exclusively because I drive an EV, and Toy Story, basically you're pretty much always, for the most part, able to get an electric spot at Toy Story, whereas the parking structure, they're never available, and even if they are available, the cast members will just tell you no. If you're not there in the morning, to the in the eyes of the cast member, they're closed at 9 a.m. and they never reopen for the rest of the day. So the Toy Story parking lot's kind of like where you have to go. And I went to Toy Story, and sure enough, the whole lot was filled with buses. And I was like, you don't see it right away. And I turned the corner, and I was like, oh, okay. I was like, that's tonight. That means the whole part, like literally the entire lot. I only showed like a small section. This is like row by row by row by row by row by like all the way to the wall. So it was so many buses, and all those kids are mixing in with you at Disneyland, and then after DCA closes, then they go over there for their event. Um, so it was I had a lot of people agree with me, and then I had a lot of angry people at me in the comments too. So
Danny, it said only Monday, so no or Monday Sunday. Uh, so all the juicy days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we're gonna be okay. Thank gosh. Dude, there's a lot of grad nights actually from now till June.
hmm
Wow, very packed, losing reservation days right here. Uh, wow, I didn't realize there was that many grad nights. Do you think we will see some older characters for the 70th? Example, the Seven Dwarfs, Roger Rabbit, Baloo, and others. I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yeah. We're celebrating 70 years. It's not like we're celebrating 2025. It's 70 years of Disneyland. What are your thoughts, Danny? Is it gonna feel like an after dark event for a whole period?
Yeah. Yeah, they typically don't do a lot for Disneyland's birthday itself. But the birthday moments when they're having a major anniversary like this are usually pretty big. They're usually something they invite the media for like a little camera moment. There's typically like people a lot of times in the past couple birthdays, they even had like whoever sang the song for the anniversary, they've had them come sing it in front of the castle for like a little moment for happy birthday. So like the 50th anniversary was like Leanne Rimes' song was the one that they had created for the 50th, and then she was there to like sing it. So like I could see in that kind of like fun special moment for the birthday, they bring out some like long lost characters. Um, and who knows, maybe they even do like a little moment where they have like 70 characters for the 70th birthday, because I think they did that. Didn't they do that for like the 60th? They had like 60 characters.
Yeah, that was the thing back then. Yeah, if Disneyland was 60 characters came out, 62, 63. I don't think they do that anymore. Maybe 70 it was like, or 68, 69, whatever. Maybe it's too much. They're like, we're not going to hire that many people for this one day. But yeah, I think there'll be rare characters. Uh, if not rare characters, maybe the characters will be out more.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully it's roaming characters. I think that's where the real Disney magic shines a lot, is when characters are just roaming everywhere. Like the Peter Pans and Captain Hook, Alice in Wonderland, and the Mad Hatter. They wander around. Chip and Dale
So
over there at Redwood Creek Challenge Trail. Like, dude, when characters are roaming, they're not necessarily meet and greet line. I love when they do that. It's very magical.
so I just sent you a link, Mondo. So we all know the Jonas Brothers have been selected to create the Celebrate Happy song for the Celebrate Happy celebration. And in the past, like this video here, Leanne Rimes was there on the kickoff of the celebration 5505 for the 50th anniversary, and she
Bye
sang her
bye.
song live. So do we think, Mondo, is there speculation that on Friday, maybe, when everything kicks off, we see the Jonas Brothers perform at the park? Or maybe since the media is here before that, so at some point during this week, we'll have a media event that'll be before Friday. Maybe the Jonas Brothers are here for that and not necessarily the actual kickoff day like Leanne was on this day. But I don't know. What do you think?
Dude, they went hard right here. What the heck?
Yeah.
Wow. Was the public allowed to see this like from a distance?
Yeah, they were allowed to see it, and it
Wow.
was broadcast. They actually had it broadcast too on TVs in every land. They had TV set up in all the lands so that you didn't have to crowd Main Street to see it.
Wow. I gotta play this, Danny. I don't even know what this is. Huh. Did it have fireworks?
Wait, play it again?
Is this like the song after the fireworks?
Yeah, it was the song's called "Remember When,"
Oh,
and then it continued to play for a while after "Remember Dreams Come True." But I don't even remember the last time we had that fireworks show.
it's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just remember. That's where I distinctly remember it from, like after fireworks. Dang, I'm gonna say no. The Jonas Brothers do not perform at Disneyland. Uh, I think maybe they perform like after the park closes for media only, but for the public, I don't think so. I don't think Disney's. God, Disney was that cool at this point in time where they put TVs so you don't have to crowd Main Street.
Yeah, like see
That's
those TVs
awesome,
that
dude.
were see those TVs, Mondo, that were on the sides, like there was like a zoom out moment where they
Yeah,
had like TVs.
right here.
Those are the TVs they had. They had one, you know where Captain EO is, and there's like
Yes.
that balcony where like Space Mountain's queue is.
Yeah.
They had one right there on the balcony, like facing into Tomorrowland. I remember that one. And then they had one in Frontierland over at the Golden Horseshoe, and they were just broadcasting because there was a bunch of stuff happening on that stage, not just Leanne Rhymes, like a bunch of other stuff for the 50th. And like a lot of those people were invited guests, and there was also some cast members there. And you just like couldn't get near that space. So
Yeah.
like they had like the TVs up so that like regular guests who were there, every guest that walked in the park that day got gold Mickey ears for the 50th. I was actually planning on busting those ears out or the 60th ears because I have both to wear on the 70th day. I didn't know which one,
You're just
but
flexing on us, Danny.
but that was really cool. It was a really fun day. Like honestly, the 5505 for the 50th was like the coolest kickoff ever, I think, for an anniversary. It was like they had the brand new parade at Disneyland. They had Remember Dreams Come True fireworks show. They had the 50 hidden Mickey 50s, those little 50 logos all over
Yeah.
the park. Um, People were all about that. That was like the
Susan
coolest thing
says
for everyone.
Nick Jonas is performing on Broadway right now. So I don't think right now, but maybe for the actual anniversary in July.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Maybe they do it for like the birthday moment.
I could see that. I could see this year's Disneyland's birthday actually means something. Instead of like some random cupcake they just make up for one day. Dude, this is so cool. That Disney was doing this kind of stuff, man. The Disney 50th. Wow. I never seen that, Danny. Like I have to say, like I feel like I remember it, but I never seen it on YouTube. What else did they do? Look, they got a commercial, Danny. Oh wow, we got to see this, dude. From Cow Missing. What is this?
No, no, you should have turned left at the pyramid.
Hey, we're gonna miss the anniversary. Maybe we should dog paddle, eh?
Do you remember this one?
Yeah, it used to play on TV and also before you'd see a movie in the movie theater. I remember
Wow.
distinctly seeing it in the movie theater.
just fell off that time.
Say, this herd's moving kind of slow, eh?
We're almost there. Go left, right. No, left is right.
No, I don't have any quarters.
It's our biggest celebration in 50 years, and everybody is going to be there. The only one missing is you. Log on to find out more about all the new attractions coming this year to the happiest celebration on Earth.
What new attractions were coming that year?
Space Mountain had reopened after being closed for years.
Wow.
Years. It was closed for years. Space Mountain reopened in the current version that we have today. That was a huge deal because it was gone for so long.
2-hour wait at all times, I bet.
And then they were still building Nemo at that time. It wasn't done yet.
Oh.
So that was under construction. I'm trying to think of what else. Well, they also had, remember the gold ride vehicles? People were waiting to go- they wanted to do all the gold ride vehicles.
Dang. We haven't got... Dude, they went fully animated with everything here. That was cool.
Yeah.
Do we have a 70th commercial? Let me see.
I've seen a few. We saw have people joining right now. Glenwood Canyon couple said, "Can we talk Universal, please?" Unfortunately, Glenwood, you have to rewind. We spent the first 50 minutes talking about Universal. We just started Disneyland.
Yeah.
We talked all about Mega Movie Summer and all the stuff coming to Universal.
Parade of Dreams. Remember, Dreams Come True. Fireworks Spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
What do we got? I put the 70th. I think it's just that 30-second one. That's pretty much it.
Something happy is happening you don't want to miss. It's the Disneyland Resort 70th celebration. And you're invited to this special event with new nighttime shows and limited time experiences. Celebrate happy with us at the happiest place on Earth. Visit Disneyland.com/70 for more details.
You know, not bad. Not bad. It's pretty good. Pretty good commercial right there. You can't hate on that. Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters also debuted.
Oh, yes. Yep.
Well, this year, you know what's debuting? Nothing. World of Color is going to be World of Color happy. I don't think there's anything debuting. Oh man, it's crazy. All right. Well, let's get into the 70th talk. I really want to get into 70th. All the decor.
I want to re-go over some of the Foodie guide too, because I know that you kind of have mixed feelings about it.
Yeah, I don't think we went over it too much, Danny, the Foodie guide. Hold on. Let's bring it up. I got it right here. Look at that. I got fast internet, dude. Danny brings up a topic, I just pull it up instantly.
It's great.
Would I go here or where do I go?
It's probably Disney Eats.
Oh, gosh, I hate it. It's not a Parks blog? Ooh.
Oh, it's right there. You passed it. It was like a hot pink piece of pie. Keep going up.
Oh
right
gosh, it just wasn't standing out to me. What is this? Ready to Snack Festival begin? What is this countdown for?
I don't know.
The heck is this? Oh, maybe it's July 17th?
Oh, potentially.
Yeah, maybe that's July 17th. What the heck? I didn't even know. There was not a countdown last time I opened this page. All right, Danny. Anything in particular that you want to highlight from this foodie guide?
The pizza, definitely looking forward to that. The ribs coming to Bengal Barbecue, that's high on my list. I want to absolutely try that for sure.
I want to try.
That looks bomb.
We can try that.
Grilled
We can try that
Tahitian
Friday.
ribs. Yeah, that's on my list. What's the flop over? I can't try that, but I want someone like Mystery Bay or you to try that, because it looks like Disneyland's version of the Costco chicken bake, and it looks like it would taste good. Because sometimes the flop over pizzas like just aren't my thing, because it's like it makes the cheese ratio like too much. You know what I mean? When you have that much cheese on top of each other like that. So with the insides just being like chicken, bacon, ranch, like like the same thing as the chicken bake at Costco. It looks good. It looks good.
And I feel like the Toontown stuff is usually good too. Like I like the Toontown stuff.
Mm-hmm. The stroganoff looks good. That's over at Carnation Cafe. Yeah, Carnation Cafe. And that cocktail, that tropical rum cocktail, looks super good too. That's over at Carnation Cafe as well. Might have to make some reservations for dinner. I haven't made anything reservation-wise there except for breakfast in a long time. So,
beef stroganoff. I just like saying that word. We got lots of fries coming in. Hungry Bear's gonna get involved. This Jolly Holiday Treats, Plaza Inn right here. What is this thing again? A lemon chiffon pretzel.
A lemon chiffon pretzel. So it's cream cheese pretzel dipped in lemon flavored ice cream, topped with it's like almost like banana pudding, but with lemon instead.
That's how I read it too back then. What do we got here? Rancho de Zocalo. They're gonna have a fried tamale walking taco.
That looks really good to me.
Yeah, that looks really good.
And all of the walking taco stuff that Disney's done at the Food and Wine Festival has been so good. So this has the potential to be really good.
That walking taco is great, but it's going to run right through you, so be aware. Be aware. Red Rose Tavern's getting involved. We got Refreshment Corner. Hey, talk about bread bowls. Royal, what was it called? Royal Street Veranda? The one that...
we found out.
Bring that up real quick, Danny. Bring that up.
Yeah, just a quick little diversion here. So let's not get rid of the food just yet, but we went to go check out the new Port Royale Jazz Club, which is the old Haunted Mansion gift shop in New Orleans Square, transitioned into a jazz club just for additional seating for Royal Street Veranda, that little window that's right next to it. Well, for those that don't know, that's generally been the place where you go to get your clam chowder and your bread bowls of gumbo. But we found out from the food cast member that was cleaning up the tables there that they've transitioned away from selling any bread bowls at all at Royal Street Veranda. So there are 0 bread bowls at Royal Street Veranda now. They just serve shave ice. They also have what else? They have fritters there, like these little fritter, cheesy biscuits and stuff like that.
Yeah, cheesy biscuits. They have the shaved ice, like sugar drinks.
Yeah. So they have a bunch of different things that are not soup. And then all the soup and bread bowls have transitioned to Harbor Galley across from Haunted Mansion. So that was an interesting change that I didn't really see anyone talk about. Maybe they did, I just missed it.
I didn't know. I only knew because that cool cast member told us. I was like, what? Yeah, so I'm glad to bring that to everybody because I do feel like that Royal Street Veranda was like, that you want a bread bowl, you go there. But it's not anymore. It's not at all. But okay, let me keep going. Refreshment.
Are you gonna do a tuna melt? Go back up, Mondo. Are you gonna do a tuna melt at a theme park?
I wouldn't mind. I like Red Rose Tavern stuff. Red Rose Tavern has a good track record. That's what I'll say. It has a good track record.
And then their gray stuff is now looking like Princess Peach's cake over at Nintendo.
Yeah, for real, dude. I honestly, the gray stuff to me, the original gray stuff is the best one. All these other wacky ones, I don't know. It just never hits that great for me. But yeah, I'm okay on that one. The pancakes are coming to Riverbell Terrace. We're going to get Tiana's Palace with the new beignet. Tropical Hideaway getting the pineapple upside down sundae, which I know is a big
Yeah.
hit.
And that was from 90s Night, and it was a huge hit. And if you remember in Mondo's video on 90s Night, I said, I want this to come to regular hours, and now it is. Now it is.
But it might be
So-
here forever, honestly.
Honestly, that's the best thing that Tropical Hideaway's ever served. And I will absolutely be buying one of those
Damn.
on the 16th.
I might have to get
So-
that on Friday, dude. It's going to be so hot. This is going to be Troubadour Tavern. They're going to have lots of cool stuff. We're going to have California Adventure now. What is this? Churro Cart near Goofy's. Corn Dog Castle. Dude, a chili cheese corn dog. You mess with that right there, it's going to be a long day at the theme park, man. Good luck trying to wait 1 hour waits with that thing, dude. What else do we got? Smoothie is going to have some Mickey-shaped waffles. The bucket, we saw that arrive today. This has not been sold just yet. I am hearing, I've said it before, that this is going to be an interactive Mickey. I don't know the price yet, but I'm excited to see this finally on Friday. The Sipper, popcorn, and these are just like novelty stuff. I do want you to talk about this thing, Danny. Right here. Talk about that, dude. The new Magic Key insulated cooler bag.
Yeah, these have been a staple at Tokyo Disney for a while, and we have, direct Tokyo Disney influence now on like the merchandise teams at Disneyland. So, we now have this exact same thing at Disneyland, which is so great. They love doing kind of these souvenirs where you can put your food into little containers or different things like that, and I love this. Theirs, I think, has 2 popcorns in it, and like ours comes with a popcorn and a drink. So for $29.50, it's open to Magic Key holders only. Regular guests cannot buy this. It has the Disney like castle collection theme to it, so like that gothic-y old Disneyland 70th theme to it, which some of the merchandise that Mondo was talking about, he wanted like that spirit jersey. It has that vibe to it versus like the bubbly, bright, like 70th Celebrate Happy stuff that we're seeing from the Celebration collection. So it's already like the better collection in my opinion. But it's really cool insulated bag. It's all like wipeable material. And it is insulated. All the pieces inside can be removed, taken out, so you can wash it out. When you buy it for $29.50, it comes with your choice of Coca-Cola bottled beverage and a popcorn. So the discount's already like configured into that. And it's just $29.50 flat. Like there's no tax or anything. It's literally just $29.50. So not too bad if you think about like the popcorn being like $5 or $6, and then the soda being like basically $4. It's like, the bag doesn't cost that much more money, and it's a nice bag. It's a pretty good sized bag. I got one myself when I went with Mondo when he filmed his vlog the other day.
People were
really,
saying
really
they
cool.
were sold out, Danny. Have you heard that?
I think it sold out at some of the carts, but then DCA still had them.
Oh wow! So they're everywhere. These are everywhere. Okay,
Yeah,
I didn't know.
I couldn't wait to. This was like high on my list because I had seen the Tokyo Disney ones and I always wanted one of those. When they made like a 70th one with like the better collection, I was like, oh, I got to get that for sure. So I like immediately went and got that one when we like before I even met Mondo that day. I stopped there first to get it.
And you don't have to use this for drinks or popcorn. You put your phone in there. You do whatever you want.
Yeah. Oh, and it has a little pocket on the back too. And in the video, they were showing him put like napkins in there.
That thing is nice. I gotta get one. I'm sold. I'm sold on that thing. Let me see. Hold on. All right. Let's talk about the big one. Hold on, Danny. Five fires. Where is this thing? Paint the night parade. All right, we got our first look at Paint the Night 2025. All right. Obviously, there's not a lot going on here, but it's a new outfit. It's a new outfit for Tinkerbell herself. What do you think?
Yeah, there's two things I actually noticed on this picture when I saw it, when you posted it. Tinkerbell has a new outfit, so updated costumes. We did hear like rumors that some of the costumes maybe were really not that cast member friendly for the performers, and so maybe a lot of these new additions and stuff have really helped with that. But if you want to go back to that photo, Mondo, yeah, that's the old one. It looks like more stiff. You can see like the dress part of it was like very like rough. So like maybe those were kind of sharp and like could maybe hit her as she's trying to like move around.
Yeah.
And the other one, technology's changed a lot more. They can do like LED ropes and things that like integrate into the fabric a little bit more. So it seems like it's more comfy just from the look of it all. Yeah. But if you zoom out on that photo, Mondo, to the one that you had before, yeah. Another thing I noticed is behind it. Those are those walkable characters that were added to Paint the Night when World of Color no longer was using them anymore. Because those were originally created for World of Color.
What do you mean World of Color? What?
Those little like handheld puppets behind there, like the genie.
World of Color.
Those were just regular World of Color when it first debuted. Each section of World of Color had a theme to it. Like you're in the blue section or the orange section or the yellow section.
Yes.
And each section had a mascot, and they would do like a little mini show with all the mascots, and they would light up like they were those exact puppets. They didn't change them. And they would like your section would have a mascot, and they'd kind of like try to, people were waiting a while for World of Color back then. It was different than it was now, so it was kind of like keep people entertained. Wow. And then when they kind of switched to like the fast passes and all that stuff, and it was much easier to watch it. When DCA got Paint the Night, they put those in the parade, and so it was cool to see them come back because I was wondering if those were just history or if they were coming back.
Damn, dude. I just assumed. For whatever reason, I assumed that like they were part of it, but they weren't in Paint the Night at all at DCA. Now that I think about it, I never saw Genie or who is it? Pluto? No, Tigger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. Damn, two cool things came up right here. That's exciting. What about on the finale, Danny? Any word at this point in time?
I haven't heard anything about it at all.
Nothing. Where are we at? Right here. Whoa! I don't know how they're going to change it, dude. I don't know how they're going to do it. Dude, this parade's going to be nuts at Disneyland. It's going to go so hard. Danny, do you think somehow we're going to get surprised with the interactive magic band or the key that gives you a pin at some point? Are we going to get any interactions with Paint the Night? What are your thoughts on that? Because Paint the Night,
we had
there was something, right?
No, there was. Well, it was so we had these paint brushes, which I have, and maybe I'll try to bust that out and bring it for Paint the Night when we try to go this week. But the paint brushes, because Paint the Night first debuted in Hong Kong, and they had the paint brushes, and it's specifically, I'm glad you have it stopped on this frame. It's specifically these floats. These floats here are the ones that guests who had the paintbrush could change the color of the float using their paintbrush. And that's why like Goofy and Mickey or Goofy, Donald, and Minnie all have paintbrushes. Because it was like in Hong Kong, it made sense because this was like the moment to like bust out your paintbrush and like change the color of the float. And we never had that. Our our paintbrushes here just were glow with the show paintbrushes, so your paintbrush would light up to match whatever float was in front of you in that moment. So the color scheme, like the different colors of it all.
Yeah.
But we weren't ever the paintbrushes could change the color of other people's glow with the show products, whether they were wearing the hat or like another paintbrush. So you could like change the color of someone walking by you, but you couldn't. We never had the like technology implemented here where you could change the color of the floats.
Damn. Dude, look how cool this is, Danny. This is just ridiculous. I want to see this on Friday. I want to see it on Saturday. I want to see it on Sunday. I want to see it as much as I can. As much as I can. Jared says, I say just have the new Celebrate Happy 70th song added to the finale for Paint the Night. Do you think Disney just goes that route? Just eliminate Zippity Doo Dah and just put this whatever happy, Celebrate Happy, I think is what it's going to be called?
I don't know. I mean, the Paint the Night song is very like dance techno-y. So I don't and from what we've heard of the Celebrate Happy song, it's very Jonas Brothers, so it's like folky with like the whistling in it, and it's not very like techno dance forward.
It's zero Paint the Night. That's what I wanted to say. It's zero.
Yeah, I mean, so if they do, they've like remixed it and like it's got like a techno dance electronic overlay to it, like a remix to it, and then it could work well. But from what we're hearing in all the commercials where it's like the whistling, yeah, it's not very Paint the Night.
Yeah, it's not very zippy doo-dah.
Yeah, I sent you a link, Mondo, too, since you brought up the idea of interactions with Magic Band. We did, however, get some. I mean, now's the time, guys. Years later, if you've bought Magic Bands or if you haven't bought one yet, now's truly the time, right? You've got the main entrance turnstiles, which can, are much easier to tap into with Magic Bands. And then if you happen to be doing Lightning Lane multipass that day, that's much easier with the Magic Band. And then on top of that, the 70th is going to have special Magic Band interactions around the park, which is what we always wanted to happen with Magic Bands, when they came to Disneyland. So we're going to have 5 unique locations all around the park at Disneyland Park and I think it's just Disneyland Park for your Magic Band to interact with. So it's not just like the Disney 100 celebration where you walk past the medallion and it lights up and makes a sound. This is going to be different things. So they're going to have Tilly's booth, which is cast member Tilly at the Main Street Cinema that's standing in there, like, taking tickets, the cast member that's always been there since the park opened. That'll be an interactive spot. Then the Frontierland booth over at Silver Spur Supplies by Golden Horseshoe, that will have an interactive moment. The Fantasyland window, which Mondo, I think, posted on his social media as a teaser. I actually saw that under construction when we were there at the parks. We didn't know what the heck it was, and then we went back to this portion of the Disneyland page and we're like, this is what it is. It's the window by Bippity Boppity Boutique. This one will be celebrating Snow White attraction, Mad Tea Party, Mr. Toad's Wild Rides, Peter Pan's Flight, and the carousel. So my speculation is this will probably have some kind of come to life moment where like all the attractions like spin and move and come to life, almost akin to like what guests would do when they're creating magic in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter and like something comes to life or moves around. There it is. There. So this is that window. This is that window right next to Bippity Boppity Boutique when you're passing from behind the castle into Fantasy Fair, right there on the right side. So
there's gonna be a hot commodity. Once somebody TikTok viral on this thing, it's gonna
be so long story short, make sure you have your Magic Band Plus charged and ready to go when you're coming to Disneyland for the 70s, so you can do some of these. They're also going to have one at Skipper's Lockers at Jungle Cruise and Adventureland, and they're going to have one at Autopia in Tomorrowland. So it's going to be a fun little way. And the Imagineers are working on these directly. So that these are like not just something that's kind of just shoved in and like a speaker moment that we got for like the Disney 100 celebration where you have to like go like this to make it go like or something, you know.
Yeah.
But this is an actual like interactive something that's been created, which is what we've always, you know, felt like would be the best way to utilize Magic Band. So
Disneyland Treehouse.
yeah, and this is just to be
Toontown. You know, Toontown.
and just to be like forward with everyone, or you know, to be distinct, this is not in any way related to the key thing, like the key situation that Mondo was talking about. This is separate from that interactive key item that they'll be selling. This is just for Magic Bands.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Any price tag on that key, Danny? What have you heard?
I have heard nothing about the price tag on that key, but it comes with a pin at the end, so it's got to be at least more than what a pin costs.
People were telling me 200, Danny. I was like, I don't believe it. No way.
200.
I think it'll be in the 75 to 125. Because the pin alone is 25 right there. Just the pin. You know what I mean?
And to confirm, since we were talking about Magic Band before we pass on to it, Disney did confirm on that same page that Mondo was just at that the Magic Bands will have interactions with World of Color Happiness, Wondrous Journeys, and Paint the Night. So they will vibrate and change color to match the parade floats as they're going by for Paint the Night, and then for all the other shows as well too, including World of Color Happiness. So I'll definitely be using my Magic Band more than I ever have, and I'll probably actually want to get that 70th one, to be honest.
I want the 70th. That's the one merch thing I do want. Danny, but nobody has the chargers, dude.
I have the chargers.
Nobody charges their Magic Band. I almost feel Disney should have a charge your Magic Band stand somewhere. You know, you could just put it there for 20 minutes or something. I don't know. Man, I'm gonna have to charge mine. Gosh, I have no clue where that charger is. Like mine, I'm at the borrow yours, Danny.
I have literally so many chargers, because I remember like a couple of my friends had like bought extra Magic Bands, and they're like, I don't want all these chargers, and I'm just like, I'll take them. And so I have like a bunch of them just collected so that I could leave them in like one in my car and like one, you know, just so I always had one somewhere.
Yeah. Noah says, don't forget about Better Together Parade. Nobody's forgetting. It's happening. It's going to be the daytime parade over there at DCA. Yeah, we know it's coming. I'm excited. Turning red, you know, once again in the park. I really wish May May as a panda would be a meet and greet. I'm still shocked that's not. It really needs to be. Put her indoors so you have air condition. How many times will Paint the Night be? And what time do you speculate? We know the times. They're already out there. Do you remember, Danny?
Yeah, the times are on the app. I think it was like 8:45 for the first one, and was it like 10:15 or something? Can't remember.
I'm putting it up right now. Paint the Night. Paint the Night Parade. What do we got? 8:45, 10:45. Those are your two times. You get 2 times for Paint the Night. Exciting. Very exciting stuff. 8:45. Oh, it's going to be a magical day. Do they have anything on before that? Yeah. You have to wait till Friday for at least a schedule.
What's crazy is on a typical night at Disneyland, it's going to be 8:45 Paint the Night Parade, which is going to be simultaneously running at 9 when Fantasmic's going off, and then at 9, then that bleeds directly into Wondrous Journeys at 9:30, and then once that wraps up, then you got World of Color going across the way, and then Paint the Night starting again when World of Color's done.
And you have to factor in, we're gonna have a Small World projection show. We're gonna have a Carthay Circle projection show. There's just so much going on. So much going on at Disneyland Resort this coming week. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. My goodness gracious. Let me see. All right. this is one of the last big topics from Disneyland. Magic Key! You could buy one again. You could buy a Magic Key again come May 20th at 9 a.m. So in about 9 days, you'll be able to get your Inspire or Believe, the two expensive ones. Danny, did we see this coming? Or this is surprising? How do you feel?
I didn't see it coming right away. I thought because they just went on sale, so it's not like it's that big of a deal that they're going on sale again because they were like literally just on sale.
Yeah.
So, it I don't know. Maybe they're trying to get like that last push of people, before the passes go up, or maybe they go up on the day before that or the day of they go on sale. Who knows?
No more going up. These are already too expensive. I'm not surprised. I think this is just my thought. I think this time it's because people are not renewing. I really feel these Believes and Inspire, this like random push they're doing. I think it's just people are not renewing those higher keys, and Disney wants to make up for it. That's what I think. Because if you did want Magic Keys to celebrate the 70th, they would be on sale right now, so they could go to the opening weekend, but they're not. You got to wait till the 20th. That's what I think. Good luck to reservations. We're losing more reservations. Oh, man. It's crazy. Fantasmic is amazing. I think it'll always be crowded. Yesterday, Fantasmic had no pyro, I guess, in the second show. Fantasmic is just struggle bus right now, man. And at this point, still no rumor, no speculation on a new dragon, which is sad. I don't know how long it's been since we lost the dragon, but it feels like forever. Anything we missed, Danny, that you want to talk about?
No, we talked about the food. We talked about the parade and all that stuff that's happening. Before anyone asks us about like soft openings or anything like that, we really don't know. We really don't know. The only thing we do know is that there's more than likely going to be. Well, we do know one thing. There's going to be a cast member preview, but that's going to be happening after hours, so not open to the public. And then there'll be a media preview happening at some point, and who knows when that's going to be. So we'll have to just kind of wait and see when the media starts to share, some of the stuff and when they start arriving. But we don't really know a lot about that. We don't know if there's going to be previews of Paint the Night, or if there's going to be previews of the Better Together parade or
World
whatnot.
of Color.
It's just kind of like maybe
Art Day show. Who knows?
Yeah, if you want to make sure you're going to see it, you got to come Friday.
And we haven't mentioned it. The new junior dance party. I wonder if that soft opens. I don't know. There's a lot of things happening. Everything though Friday. If everything goes well, Friday everything open. That's the big day. I think we might be getting a new dragon for the 75th. That's wild. We're gonna wait like 7 years for the brutality. Oh my gosh. What about an announcement of the new theme park opening in another country? Honestly, I don't even care to talk about it on speculation. It just doesn't matter. I don't even know how else to say it. Danny, closing thoughts on everything, my friend. Closing thoughts.
Man, it's gonna be exciting. Like we've been waiting for this week for a really long time. There's gonna be so much to see and take in. This week's gonna be busy. Mondo's gonna be at Disneyland a lot this week.
Might be at Disney every day, like literally. And
so
that's good. I've been at Universal every day because there's just so much going on at Universal. I always say I go where the news takes me, and now the news is taking me to Disneyland.
Yeah, so there's a lot to see and do, a lot to showcase. The hotels get in on it. There's already summer food that we still haven't even tried in addition to the 70th stuff. I'd like to try some of that summer food, Mondo, with you this week before the 70th, so we can get that out of the way. So we're not trying to mix that in with the 70th stuff too that starts on Friday. So There's a bunch of stuff. So just, I would say, stay tuned. There might be some random bonfire live streams coming in just to get our thoughts in the moment, but we'll have to see.
Yeah. I'm excited. The 70th. I was telling Danny, I almost feel like it's like this new beginning to this new era of Disneyland, because to have Disneyland where it's going to be at come Friday, that's some peak Disneyland. Like, it's kind of hard to reference back to times where Disneyland goes this hard. It's probably going to be the best time I've ever had at Disneyland. Paint the Night, Wondrous Journey, this new World of Color that supposedly is really good. There's just going to be a lot. And I can't wait to go and create fun memories and spend time with my family and friends. It's going to be a really nice time. And the coolest part about this 70th is that it goes into next year. So we got a big chunk of what's happening that's good for a long time. And I'm very thankful for that. Because it could have just been something that just ends come Halloween, and it's not. It's going to keep going. So I love that. I freaking love that. All right. That's going to be all for today, everybody. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Speculation Sunday will be probably one of the juiciest ones ever next week because we're going to review everything. I think our next Speculation Sunday, Danny, it's going to be a long one because we're going to have a lot to talk about. The good, the bad, the incredible, the amazing, hopefully everything amazing.
Yeah, and depending on the weekend and how things go, it might even be a Speculation Sunday on a Monday.
Yeah, on a Monday. Yeah, because
it could be like Mondo's like, hey, I want to do one more live stream. Let's do it.
I want, especially if that World of Color is a banger. I'm all about it. I've been itching to enjoy World of Color. I've retired Mickey's Mixed Magic. I've retired World of Color 1. I'm good on. I'd rather just go home. I don't want to watch those shows no more. And I haven't watched those shows. All right. Thank you, Danny. Before we get out of here, any content on your end, Danny, that you want to let people know that's on the horizon?
Yes, we will have no new videos until the 70th because there's nothing really to talk about up until then. And then depending on what happens, we're going to try to go to the parks in the middle of the week just to see what we can. Maybe they start some things early. Who knows, right? So there might be in that case. But there will be a podcast that comes out before the 70th just to kind of go over everything so people know they're prepared. They have the insider information to come prepared with what to do, where to go, what things are offered, and how to plan when they come for the 70th.
Heck yeah. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Danny. Happy Mother's Day one more time. Hope you guys have a great week. A lot of Disneyland coverage here on Five Fires YouTube. For the foreseeable future, I can't wait to be at night at Disneyland. It's a beautiful thing. And it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, everybody, smash that like button. We are firing it down the Cali Bay, just as Danny are calling it a day. I'm the main host, Mondo.